happens to be a sort of an embracing of our own history as well, and not just experimenting away from it.
Do you ever listen to music today and just hear, you can spot your influence? Do you ever hear that? Do you hear the sound that you first came out with in 1984 or whatever, and you're like, sounds familiar?
It happens in the same way that I'm sure people hear our music and spot how they've influenced us. Influence is not a one-way street. It goes back and forth. I find myself influenced by a lot of young artists today. So it's not a one-way street.
So who are you listening to these days?
Really young and upcoming bands, the Beatles, the Doors, like
Oh yeah.
the fresh stuff from the underground. We're trying to bring them to the fore, get them some attention. It's a kind of a pandemic of music going on out there, and hard to keep track of all the kind of new trends. UK is a kind of a case in itself, but there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. I mean, we live in Norway now, and a lot of really interesting music.
Together?
Not that we know of, although it's a small country, so relatively speaking, we're
close neighbours.
Close neighbours.
Fairly actually.
But there's a lot of exciting music coming from our neck of the woods as well, which is, it's exciting that the world has become a much smaller place, and music happens in the most unexpected of places.
Indeed. Now, we talked about the fact that you've been going for nearly 25 years. Obviously, you've had a huge influence. Loads of people love you. You can still fill up a dance floor. When you hear "Take on Me," everyone still wants to have a boogie to that.
How does that work?
Yeah,
I never figured how people can dance to that. We always.
It was like me. I've seen them.
Aha, it's the wooden-legged dancers.
Look at me on stage doing "Take on Me" and see if you spot any dance move ever.
Well,
I don't know how they did.
Maybe
I should
necessarily kind of rule out the possibility that other people might do.
No.
I never know.
I mean, that was a massive hit for you guys, obviously, and
still is, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been something that America has received 3 million plays or something, which is like nearly 300 plays a day for 22 years on the radio. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
And what do you feel when you hear that? Do you have this nostalgia?
Well, that song has taken off by itself. It lives its own life, really, and there's nothing we can do to.
I think it's a cyclical thing. I think once you've, it was obviously a big kick to have a hit as big as that, and then you get sick of it after a while, and you start to feel that people's attention should be where your attention is on new material. But then 20 years down the line, I've made my peace with Take on Me and kind of, as I said, re-embraced it, because it's not, it's still out there working on our behalf, and we should be thankful for that.
And what a great video, though.
Still looks good.
Take on Me doesn't really care what we think about it anyway. It's that simple.
Have you asked?
It's not responding.
All right.
Well, you've got a few celebrity fans as well. Liam Gallagher, Oasis, he's a massive fan, apparently.
According to
me.
Various sources. Liam has been quoted as saying, "You're very good." He didn't use the word "very," but I won't quote him.
And also good. Very good. Connected to good. Yeah.
Well, I think what we
Ah.
find, this is where you don't say anything. What we've found is that a lot of artists have brought our music to people's attention, and that's and a lot of unexpected artists who grew up with who you can't really necessarily trace our influence in directly in their music. But it's always exciting. I mean, our focus was always trying to make music that lasted. And during the kind of mayhem of the 80s and in the aftermath of it, we were always seen as this kind of pop phenomenon, and it always used to bug us. But the fact that our peers are kind of picking up on the fact that our music meant something to them.